kills. So I think Bounty Hunter could easily fit into Cloud9's draft still.
Yeah, especially because they have a lot of killing potential and they're going to be looking to fight. You don't draft Amber, Karas, Shadow Shaman to avoid fights. They can actually split push later on, but they have so much burst damage and the Bounty Hunter is going to benefit from that. You just track one guy, kill it, like burst him down, go away and, you know, try to capitalize on that.
Yeah, and also with Doom and Nature's Prophet, two heroes that normally go Midas. We see two fast picks. It's going to be the Dazzle and the Batrider. The first time we see today the Batrider. How do you feel about that in this game? I see you guys, you're kind of like going back and forth with your head.
It's something, I mean, not different for Lone 7, one of his best heroes. I'm surprised they reacted so fast. They didn't even stop to think about the Dazzle pick. They just said, we want Batrider.
I think, yeah, and even without the Dazzle pick, Batrider was good. The Dazzle pick made it way better. Maybe they expected the Dazzle pick, so that's why they were so fast. You know, the Cloud9, they almost have the same draft LGD had. I mean, they have a lot of burst damage, and having that Batrider against the pushing strat, because Dazzle, Prophet, Doom is a pushing strat. I mean, they can push, right? So having that Batrider is really good. Because right now they force ViCi into having something that counter-initiates, and right now they don't have, not a Sentinel, something that stops Batrider from pulling someone, and they don't have that, so I think Batrider is a really good pick. I'm really glad we see the Dazzle. It's a very strong hero. It has been dominating for quite some months before TI, and it completely disappeared. I mean, I think of Empire that was using that support all the time, and they didn't pick it as much as they usually do, so I'm really glad we see that hero back.
Yeah, and with the Sand King, you have the potential for the roaming as well. Dazzle is not one of the best heroes for roaming until you get the Poison Touch and higher levels. But then again, the good or bad thing about Dazzle is that he has 3 amazing laning spells, or spells that are not his ultimate, and you kind of have to commit to one of them. So if you go for Poison Touch, then your Shallow Grave will be very short range. If you go for Shallow Grave, then you won't do much. What do you think with these picks you're going to go for?
It's really hard to say, because right now I would highly favor Cloud9's draft, because it can do way more in my opinion, and they have better lanes, they have a lot of burst, they can actually fight, they can, if ViCi decides to just slow down and stop, you know, pressuring them, I think Cloud9 is going to get the best out of that, so ViCi will have to lead the game. And it's going to be hard versus Cloud9's lineup. I like the Morphling ban though. It's really a good one because they have nothing to deal with. They have Doom, but besides that, they have nothing to deal with Morphling.
Yeah, Morphling would have given them a lot of problems here. So for Envy last pick,
Weaver?
Invoker.
Okay.
We've seen 1 or 2 Envy Invoker. It's kind of a Sing Sing here as well, but I think this is going to be Sing Sing, Ember Mid, and Exort, and the safe lane Exort Invoker, which is pretty much the only Invoker we've seen this tournament.
They can do whatever they want with the lanes right now. Cloud9, they might be running dual lanes. It's hard to say, but I think they're going to, you know, try to roam a lot. I don't see a triple lane safe on Invoker. It's not going to be good for them.
There's still few, if any, scum from ViCi Gaming, and it's going to be the Bristleback as the last pick. I'm kind of concerned about ViCi Gaming's potential to lock heroes down with this lane.
It's surprising because Super actually picked the Bristleback and Siler picked the Nature's Prophet. They might swap again. We saw Navi do that with Dendy and Phobos. It was Phobos picking the Death Prophet, and then they just swap the heroes to try to, you know, confuse a bit their enemies. So, but if they keep it that way, it's surprising.
Yeah, I think this is going to be a really big game for Fenrir on the Dazzle.
Yeah.
His build and how he's going to interact with these team fights is just going to be huge to ViCi Gaming. You know, you can either save and turn a team fight single-handedly with your spells as a Dazzle, or if you just add a position slightly, you could end up losing it, and then, you know, you give the momentum to Cloud9. And as Seb, you mentioned, you think they have a slightly stronger draft.
Yeah, I would give the upper hand to Cloud9, but obviously ViCi has a really strong draft as well. I'm looking forward to see some FY Sand King. Whatever that guy plays is just amazing. So.
Gods, any kind of favorites?
I think Cloud9's draft is a lot more explosive, a lot more killing power in all 3 lanes. For ViCi Gaming, it's trying to like stay alive and just play safe.
All right, well, it looks like we're going into the match, so we'll send it to the commentators as all players are loaded in.
Thank you very much. We are here, Cloud9 versus ViCi Gaming game number 1. I'm Toby1, joined by Lumi. We're only doing game number 1 as well today, Lumi, so the players get to sleep before they play game number 2.
Kind of interesting how that is. I guess it was what was the ultimate decision of it? You don't get an unfair advantage winning the next games, or?
If I was Valve, I would answer it for you. Okay. But I'm not Valve. So,
so there is no answer to that. It is only 1 game, but it's definitely not a best of 1.
Yeah. This is just going to be one of those things where you want to win this game. So when you go to bed tonight, you don't sit there going, damn it, we're going to win 2 games in a row on the main stage with every single time if we potentially lose a fight, we're out of TI. That's the kind of pressure you're going to play in when you play in the lower bracket, like both ViCi as well as C9 are. Because C9, they've already played today, they're going to let themselves a little bit warmed up against Na'Vi in their match there, while ViCi Gaming, they're going to sit back and watch. Obviously, they got dropped down for the winners bracket part of it, where C9, they're going the long, long road to the grand final, if they can reach it.
The key thing to point out so far in this early game is that ViCi Gaming was able to drop a very deep ward for their bottom lane. So this should protect Doom, especially from the roaming gank. Should Cloud9 go for stuff like that. But I think we're going to see fairly static laning. And the key thing for Cloud9 is most likely getting AI 2000 up to level 6. The kind of the big distinction to talk about is that Sylar is playing safe lane Nature's Prophet again. One of the few teams, in fact, the only team that plays Nature's Prophet in the safe lane. And generally, when you go for the Prophet in a safe lane, he rushes the Orchid to basically lock down dangerous enemy carries, and in this case, it's going to be Sing Sing.
Yeah, they've got to make sure they control Sing Sing in this game. Super's going to be here in the middle lane as well, going up against Sing Sing, but the whole, if the matchup can work, is if Super is able to really harass Sing Sing out before he starts getting a lot of momentum. But Sing Sing, he just went a simple stout shield as well as a couple of tangos, some of them shared, so he will have that very early bottle, which means Super's going to have a lot of harassment to deal with, and more importantly, I'm kind of looking to watch what Fenrir as well as the SK do in this game, FY, to see where their rotations come from and who do they harass out. Like, we know the supports of C9, you got Pylai Dai, who's already making ROTK burn out his last couple of tangos on that bottom lane, and he's just doing this with, what, he's burnt 1 clarity? That's all you got to do, it's so cheap on the Skywrath Mage. So you've already got a support doing a great job. Aoi does his little pulling kind of jig, and that's going to give him some extra levels as well, and control the bottom lane for Eternal Envy. So everything is just very, very passive early on. And that's not really going to work out for ViCi Gaming, because Batrider loves passive starts. In fact, he's already got 4 napalm stacks over on Fenrir. Is he really going to try and have a crack at this one with 5 napalm stacks? He might give it a shot, but with a Burrow Strike, 6 napalm stacks, he needs 1 more attack to kill off Fenrir. First blood, where is it? It's 2! He gets first blood! Fully worth the trade for him. He gets in there, he gets the experience, and he gets the bonus money at the very, very start. Of course, the kill did end up going over to Dazzle, which actually still works in favor of Cloud9 because Sylar doesn't get an injection of money, just a little bit of shared experience.
Being able to hit that level 3 instantaneously from Bull 7, as well as picking up boots and teleporting back. I mean, he's won that hugely. When Bull 7 was having a magical day as his clockwork against Na'Vi, I was thinking to myself, is the 2-hour break going to slow him down? Evidently not, because he is playing out of his mind. Being able to get that first play against the triple lane is almost unheard of at this high level. He's not going to go for the kill, but essentially he's guaranteeing himself a ton of farm, which as an off lane, hey man, that's all you really need.
Yeah, that's wonderful. The fact you're at level 4 right now, if we had stacking inside the raiding and jungle as well to power level him, you'd be looking at a very, very quick, like insanely quick blink dagger. But he goes back into the laning, he's still 4 levels up, so he's still very, very happy with that. And then you consider him, their offlaner, compared to what the Doombringer's got. ROTK had to abandon the bottom lane, and he's gone into the jungle. He's about to crack level 3, but he's still working through the jungle, and he's got no life points, really, and absolutely no mana. He's got 30 mana out of his pool. While middle lane, they're prepping up for him.
Or maybe we're going to go into a Doom, at least Batrider is. Pylai Dice, he's utilizing the haste.
He's trying to block the courier. I think that's the primary thing right now. He's trying to make the courier wait a little bit longer. When you come up and you show yourself with a haste rune in between the tier 1 and tier 2 tower, got to be mindful of that. And the courier is walking to see where Skywrath Mage would have been, but of course he actually walked over the Observe Ward in the bottom river. So that's why they know it's safe again.
Well, Bone 7's actually spending a ton of time on this mid lane. It's actually a very difficult kill on Bristleback, given the fact that he's leveled up.
Into the Firefly again.
Sunstrike's
going to help him out. It's a lot of extra damage. Where's the napalm? Burrow Strike, Rothman. Gonna TP in to help out here. Sylar wants to push this Batrider out of his jungle, but he completely abandons the top lane farm to do so.
I think that's a win.
Backs up.
I think that's a win for the Batrider when you can force the safe lane to actually move away from the creeps and just, you know, abandon those creeps. Yeah, man.
And you interrupt as well FY's farming. He's got 1 last Sandstorm left. He's going to do a bit of a stack right now. But the Sand King, like, he's trying to power level out of his own jungle. And he needs to kind of do something like this because obviously he's Sand King. Oh, ROTK. You're out a long way there, man. Pylai Dai starts with Concussive as well as Orb. Aoi, he's not going to catch up to him. They're just trying to push ROTK out of the jungle. And Bone 7's coming back again.
It seems what ViCi's game plan is to just hold down the early game.
He's leeching the experience, remember?
Oh, no. Well, steals one creep, steals two creep.
He could even Firefly and force FY back. That's going to steal the rest of the stack, as well as push FY down. He's got no mana, so there's no Burrow Strike. And what do you got? You got a Troll Trap there from ROTK?
Well, no. There's no trap, but he pulls Super away from the mid lane. He's going to TP back home.
Yeah. Man, Bone 7 is taking so much of VG Gaming's attention away from every other lane. I don't know if Eternal Envy's even passed over the minds of VG Gaming within the last 5 minutes.
Well, Eternal Envy feeling safe enough. He's going for the Midas Rush, which is really where exactly you want to be. Starting to do a little bit of tier 1 harass since there's nobody in lane to sap away the experience. Here comes RTK, and well, I think VG Gaming needs an explosive mid game to really recover from this point, because it seems like a Blink Dagger is coming very soon. Bone 7 though, actually he's going to go back for a bottle. Looks like he's going to play around on this top lane a lot more, and still, well, he's going to steal more stuff. Oh no, Finra says, why does this guy keep coming to my face?
He does it on purpose, man. It is just completely destroying the jungle of VG Gaming. You have a 3-2 Dazzle as far as farm, and you have a Sand King on almost an unheard of 5 minutes in, 4 for 0. This is a guy too who leveled up a second point up in Sandstorm. He's now just trying to get a couple of small saddles top lane. He's in trouble. He has still a tango and stick charges. So they TP him. He uses Sprout as well. Silo's expending a lot of mana to try and force his Batrider back every time. And now Batrider's running bottle, keeping VG Gaming on the defense, which means VG Gaming controlling up the runes in this rotation is really difficult.
Yeah, as well as Bone 7's been playing well up top, the one concern for Cloud9 is that their support level is quite low. You can see that Pylai is working on a huge stack, and I think that's also for Bone 7 again. So Bone 7 is going to have essentially his entire team's resource dedicated to him. Midas is
bottom lane, RTK, he's in trouble. He got shackled as well as Sunstriked up. Dropped him half of his life points, which for a Doombringer is a large amount of damage, but there was just no follow-up.
Yeah, he has so much healing, especially with that Tranquil Boots. He's getting back up to 100% health.
But he comes to the bottom lane now, and there's actually a bit of a problem for him. Going up against Forge Spirits of Eternal Envy, once the 2 Forge Spirits are up and running, he's got himself Tranquil Boots, which is nice, that's 4 armor, but once that's gone, you're going to see Eternal Envy really try and pounce on ROTK. He's got Sunstrike off cooldown, his Forge Spirits are coming off cooldown in 3 seconds time, and they're just forcing this tier 1 tower, and ROTK's got no counter push. They're bringing Dazzle over, and Fenrir needs to be here, but he's got no heal to push the way back. He's just gone 2 points up in the Poison Touch, and 1 point in the Shallow Grave. This is how much they're worried about dying again on these lanes.
Yeah, the one thing that's one bright side for ViCi Gaming is if you look over to Sand King, FY is doing an excellent job in terms of keeping up the pace of the Blink Dagger timing with Bone 7. And that's Bone 7 getting a ton of early game kills, stealing the jungle, and the fact that FY can keep up is a testament of how well he's been jungling. And we definitely could see Sand King is definitely a capable hero in turning mid-game fights against them. In fact, Batrider is going back for the small basic items like Tranquil Boots and whatnot. If Sand King keeps up the pace of his Blink Dagger farm, he could even get it before Bone 7, and that's just amazing.
This could be a big problem right now for Cloud9. Now pushing at the bottom lane, but VG Gaming have rotated 4 heroes down to the bottom lane. The last one still left back at base, that's Sylar. Obviously, he can just TP him. I think he's waiting to let off his Wrath of Nature. Actually, no, here comes the TP.
It's a 5-man.
Right behind the tower! He's gone in suicidally on Aoi, but Aoi just TP straight out because there is no stun to stop him.
Yeah, this is actually a very kind of aggressive move coming out from ViCi. They're just abandoning all lanes just to 5-man bottom, but the correct response from Cloud9 could easily capitalize on this.
Now, I thought this is Sylar playing Nature's Prophet, not ROTK. The way he moved like that, they had no idea what was behind that tower. They could have had, well, I suppose they didn't see the Batrider and Skywrath Mage up on top lane, but everything else could have been anywhere.
Teleports are going up top. Pylai is kind of stuck there. Super, he's looking to initiate, but right now, actually, Cloud9 has given up the tier 1 bottom tower essentially for nothing. A big win for ViCi Gaming, if you ask me.
Now, where's the controls here from ViCi Gaming? That's the second time I've seen a support hero TP out in front of their heroes in front of their cores. Or Sunstrike, he needed the Searing Chains to connect.
A rare miss for Sing Sing. Generally, he's very good at chaining those together after the Silent Miss. Actually, with a Sunstrike and a couple of right clicks, would have got a kill on ROTK. Nice dodge here from ViCi Gaming.
Bone 7's trying to chase down Sylar. He actually managed to get the first one of Sticky Napalm out, but Sylar with these phase boots is very easily able to outrun the Batrider. And yeah, he was just checking out the tree line, but not there. Firefly's up there, we'll see FY. But of course, catching out an SK when he's got Sandstorm and Burrow Strike is next to impossible.
I actually think that ViCi Gaming is playing very well for the past 3-4 minutes because they're doing a good job holding the experience growth of the supports from Cloud9 as well as really delaying that dagger from the Batrider. Really, that's kind of the two big weapons that Cloud9's got. Meanwhile, they're not really stopping in their own jungle. Look at FY, he's stealing the creeps away from Bone 7. This is as much as you could ask for from a support play. Meanwhile, you can see that Doombringer as well as Nature's Prophet is doing okay in terms of farm. So despite the first blood given away, I think ViCi Gaming has done an admirable job in terms of recovering.
There's a lot of pressure coming up on top lane. Again, 4 heroes go for the rotation. Super is the one to the front lines. They have to use fortification near Cloud9, try and hold on to their tier 1 tower. Want to look for a trade. FY inside the Sandstorm. Sing, he's really thinking about just going in for the Searing Chains in the moment, but he walks past him in the Sandstorm. The tier 1 tower also taken out by ViCi on the top. Nothing was really going to stop that. It's a Skywrath mage. He doesn't have the counter push required.
I think the most important thing right now for both teams is to secure Blink Daggers. So checking on the goal right now, Bone 7, 1600 almost. Sanking, 2400. FY is actually going to get Blink before a first blood of the Batrider. Man, this is actually insane.
Man, one thing which for me is the bigger problem, like Blink Daggers is one big thing, and you're right, like it's a great thing for FY to get that Blink Dagger already up, but you don't have level 6s over on the 2 supports of C9. You don't have Mystic Play, you don't have wards. They're going to have a kill here on Fenrir. Flame break, he just uses Lasso. That's one way to ensure the kill. A little bit of overkill and Fenrir popped down, while Super getting Searing chained up. Prophet Odding will bounce through as well, and now he's in a real trouble.
Oh, okay.
Okay, yeah, they find him, but they reveal the Blink Dagger to catch Owing in the tree line. This is their only downside here, not to mention the damage they took by sitting inside the Firefly, and then he's going to claim the tier 1 tower in the bottom lane. Actually, no!
What a deny!
He had 4 trees there, and he managed to get the deny underneath Eternal Envy on the bottom lane. It was 4 trees, it's all he had.
I think that one's going to give him nightmare because how much damage does he have? Like
way too much
250?
for that tower to be denied.
Well, mistakes were made.
That they were. Aoi's soaking up a little bit of experience here in the middle lane, while top lane, Skywrath Mage does have his level 6. The problem for him is, even with the Arcane boost, he doesn't have enough mana to let the ulti rip. But they're trying to force out the top tower. That's why Bone 7 intercepted the creep wave with his Firefly and dragged down. But the tower, with his catapult hit, is 1 life point away, and now we go. Now it's within deny range. So if ViCi Gaming want to sack this, they can technically do so.
That's 2 tower deny now, going for ViCi Gaming. The gold lead that they're going to earn eventually is going to be quite huge. Force is finished on Invoker. Normally you make the standard transition of a Necro Book. I'm actually quite interested to understand why he's going for the Force Staff. It's going to make him more combat worthy. Really good against like a Blink Burrow combo, really good against a Sprout, but normally when you play the safe lane Invoker, you're looking to contribute to the team fight in a greater way, giving the Necro Book to your team, the aura, the push, kind of off the beaten track.
Middle lane, we've got C9 coming out, trying to find a kill. Super was on half-life, and they smoked heroes in. In fact, both of ViCi Gaming. That's why he blinked in. And actually, there's a little miscommunication that they want to move in and out. Now Super just destroyed, but actually dragging Mystic still the kill's going to happen. The Illusion Rune in the bottom river. So they kill off the Bristleback as they went down for that rune. But it was FY and RTK that kind of had like a bit of butting of heads. They moved up the hill with a Blink Dagger and then decided to back up. But Aoi, if they can kill off Flash, even if they can kill the Springway, there's too many heroes for him to get his level 6. But nice Searing Chains in FY as well as Sylar. Just hurting him up a little bit, forcing the heal out of the dash a little bit prematurely. But Envy's still not there. Envy is still on that bottom lane, forcing out the tier 2 tower, or at least momentum towards the tier 2 tower. You can be sure you'll TP him if the engagement begins. And FY, he's in a really good position. That's perfect.
Epicenter being
challenged. And now it's not the real one! He went on an illusion of the Batrider. C9 may try and punish this one. Batrider is already up in the high ground. There goes your Searing Chains, holding Super in position. The tower was killed by the Doombringer. And the rest of VG Gaming are backing up, including the TP from sides of the bottom lane. To deal with the push that Eternal Envy started with some strikes beginning. Silent, just a bit of a sidestep, but he's force-stopping in to engage.
ViCi Gaming is playing so aggressive. They just 4-man the mid tower. They're going straight into the Roshan pit. They gotta be aware of the fact that there is mass servant ward coming out from ABI. Envy wants to go in there.
Envy saw the trees that were created to moving over towards the Rosh pit. They're just going to highly flag it for him.
Yeah, they're making 0 movement towards the Roshan pit. I'm not sure if they are fully aware. And there's such a good ward covering the fact that Batrider can come in. I think there's going to be a free Roshan. ViCi Gaming, they're holding a quick one. Sunstrike's going to come, but well, a little too late.
Yeah, but they're going to try and take the tier 1 tower in the meantime. The Mass Serpent wards it down. While you will have a Bristleback over there That's a good Mystic Flare. Doing a lot of early damage, forcing in the mech, but Pylai is now too close. He needs more help, and the Flame Ray trying to bounce him back here. Literally pushing Super into the river, but they've already got the kill on the Skywrath Mage, while the middle tower was actually killed off by the Radiant side.
To me right now, Cloud9 perhaps has a better individual play from Bone 7, but it's really the better team play overall from ViCi Gaming that's allowing them to pull ahead. The quick Blink Dagger from FY, the Tier 1 mid.
Bone 7. He just found the stack. He just found a very, very nice stack.
You know, 4 or 5 months ago, maybe a little bit further back, 8, 9 months ago, every European team would ban Batrider against Bone 7 because he would just do this. He will mess you up. And it's not exactly the biggest play in terms of going to scoreboard, but economic damage-wise is absolutely huge because that stack could have gone towards the Bristleback, could have gone towards the Sand King or the Doombringer. But here comes the smoke gank on the mid lane.
Yep, and at the same time, we've got a smoke on the bottom lane. Envy and Pylai Die are running out. So everyone's taking up a very, very bad habit. And they'll see if they can come around the back here of Sing Sing. RTK needs to get the instant Doom off, and now Fire Strike will allow it to happen. Perfect set by FY, and Sing Sing ganked up in the middle lane. Pylai is still looking towards his bottom lane, but at the same time, Silence is like, well, we already got to kill the mid lane. Let's TP there, force out the tower. Bring in the army of Trias, and they're going to get themselves the tower.
This will be another tower that Cloud9 is just choosing not to defend and give you for free. ViCi Gaming has one of those mid-game lineups that can benefit hugely from item inputs. For example, if you look over to Sylar, he's already got the Orchid finish plus 1,500 gold. That makes Sing Sing's life very difficult. Now, ROTK picks up a Blink Dagger.
Bottom lane. Be ready for it. It's a little bit too far away. Pylai is going to have a hard time getting up there. And now maybe with the extra TP, that's a Doombringer coming in. They have to bail. They must bail out of this one. They want to pick off one person who TP down to that bottom lane to defend it, but it was a very defensive TP from the Nature's Prophet, so they never got the opening they were searching for.
Yeah, in theory, Envy could have forced that forward and maybe initiated with Cold Snap, but he didn't even have those spells control. So right now, Cloud9 playing from a deficit in terms of map control. Pylai is also just out there on his own. I'm not sure exactly what he's doing.
Envy left him. Envy just left him. He TP'd to the tier 2 tower up on the top lane, but
he's pinging for the kill.
He wants to have a crack at this. With just Sunstrike, it should be enough.
Get silenced.
Now he gets Orchid. He can't drop the Mystic Flare. Locked in. He can't get out of this one either. But the Forge Spirits are coming in. And that's why Sylar is backing up.
He's got to be very careful. Because he doesn't know where that Blink Sand King is, and he'll TP out of there.
FY is coming in. That's where he's coming with the Invis Rune. He's got the Pack Wolf Forums coming out from the Doombringer as well. As the Batrider is on the hunt for something, he's force-staffed himself around, blinked himself over towards the ancient area, and basically burned all the trees on the way. He still doesn't really have a big amount like this. Roshan.
Blink Burrow striking enemy jungle. AI 2000 caught out the Centaur though. Helping out maybe? No, not really. It's going to be an easy kill. And that's the benefit of taking that early T2, allowing you to set up a very deep observe ward and then gets those gank off. I'm also almost questioning the fact that Cloud9 is just making 0 defense on these towers. And here comes the Necro Book from Envy.
Yeah, I'm wondering if they're just considering like a timing push, if that's all they're really searching for. Get a little bit of extra farm. I don't know if they want to get a full BKB on Bone 7 before they go in. Maybe that could be the potential at the moment. Or they're just like, you know, as long as we don't lose the tier 3 towers, maybe they're feeling okay, but Sing Sing isn't. Sing Sing's having a horrendous game. He's 0 for 1 right now with 71 CS, 17.5 minutes in. But the problem is his net worth, he's 6th on the list. He's way too low. He hasn't got enough money to finish up this Battle Fury, at least nowhere near on the timing he would really like to have it, which is around the 21-22 minute mark.
Normally, Sing Sing with Ember Spirit thrives in a very chaotic situation where the enemy supports are rotating around where you can kind of chain in and then go for a kill or two. But this game, it's mostly a lot of grouping up for ViCi Gaming, and that really limits what an Ember Spirit could do in the early outset of the game. And obviously, we talked about the Blink Burrow Strike to actually initiate on him, the Doom follow-up, we saw it in the mid lane, and now with the Orchid on top. Sing Sing's going to have a miserable time farming.
This is a bait by Envy. You see the way he's moving back right now? He's trying to actually show, like, he's got Necro units as well as Forge Spirits popped. Any other Invoker with that much support behind him would be like, all right, guys, come on, we can push out the top tower. So either he's giving respect to VG Gaming by falling back like that, expecting a lot of VG Gaming TP support to come into the tier 3 tower, or he's just trying to set up the bait. And in this case, I'm pretty sure it's a bait. That's why the Observer Ward actually de-warded up by Fenrir. Very smart, very efficient.
Well, if it was the bait, nothing came out of it, because
This one
I think
creep,
Envy just want to farm.
We had this one rando creep up on the top lane. It just walked straight past Pilot Eye as he planted a ward. It revealed out the fact that C9 is actually here in the tree line. But Super, he's going to walk out. Bone 7, he sees FY. If he can stop this stun, then he might be good to go. But no, they actually are TPing out. Envy is already on the bottom lane. They want nothing to do with this.
Yeah, FY, the fact that they picked up a gem on the team is just absolutely brilliant. When you get the map control in a game like this, when the enemy team has very little tower, Cloud9 has to really rely on wards to keep a map control, and the gem just kind of takes all of that away. So essentially Cloud9's playing from a map advantage deficit, and they're playing it blind. I don't know exactly what the game plan is for Cloud9, but the start is not very good.
No. Top tier 2 tower, it's going to be forfeit if they're not going to try and fight this.
Tower is under attack.
Like, it's just that simple. Fireline's hanging in the trees where it's a little bit safe. The weave starts up. That's going to pop off some of it. She meant to catch down Super down to Blink Lasso. She's dragging Tyler back into the Mystic Flare. They nuke him down so quickly. The Firefly is also taking care of most of the creep wave. Fenrir's not too healthy. He couldn't get in range to get the Shallow Grave off either. And now the steering chase on Fenrir. He's going to have to use the Shallow Grave on himself. He doesn't want to have to do this. The orbs are coming out. More supports there. FY every center in. Owie evaporates. And just a sandstorm. And Nara TK as well as Super, they go on the charge, Highlight die. That hit, it's almost 300 a pop. They move through, the couriers are going down as well. Envy 4-star back inside the base where it's safe.
Somebody might go to courier in that fight.
I don't know.
Just died, and that could be perhaps the beginning of a lot of tier 3 tower damage. Not necessarily the rack just yet. Firefly's going to prep up a layer of damage, and they're going to try to burn down these creeps.
Super's going to be careful coming in this thing. He doesn't have the Angus model anymore, and his BKB is still on cooldown. So if he overextends himself here, they could be giving a lot more back to the C9.
Yeah, ViCi Gaming needs to back up. The reason they won the previous fight was the fact that last two, as well as the Mystic Flare was used for a single target. Cloud9 overextended by chasing, but now they have those spells back up, so it's Cloud9's turn to actually go for a kill. Another tier 2 goes down, and the map advantage dwindles even further for Cloud9.
We'll see how well this smoke egg works for him. 4 heroes grouped up around the Radiant Ancient, and they're coming up with a Firefly. He's in there. What? He almost lost him. The Invis Rune actually went, but it doesn't matter. And the Courier is still alive. They're still alive, but that is a very, very dead SK who also stole the Invis Rune from them.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Looking at AI's item choice, he's been favoring over Acceptor over Blink Dagger in multiple of his Shadow Shaman games. I think this is going to be yet another game where he might actually go into a point booster first. Generally, when you have a very key target, you need to initiate and kill. For example, a Storm Spirit or Ember Spirit, you want that Blink to initiate, but in a game like this, I think you just want the raw health, because you know Doom, you know the Sand King, you know Bristleback, they're coming in, they're getting you, so the extra health and the better Master of Ward's probably going to be better. So AI, you can see that he's going to a Secret Shop, most likely to pick up that point booster.
Probably will be the point booster. Something to also note is the fact of what Pilot Eye is currently carrying. He's got ROTK's gem.
Oh, that's a huge gain for Cloud9.
That was the reason why they could kill off the SK, because they had to have Invis detection, obviously, for the Invis rune. So Pilot Eye was ready for it, and they've also basically removed most of the warding of ViCi Gaming. There's still one Observer Ward, which is aggressively inside the Radiant jungle, and that's basically it. They've got one Observer Ward actually on the bottom river as well. The rest of the vision is coming out from Treants.
Yeah, and I think that's a key one. The fact that you could cover whenever Roshan spawns, and right now he's alive. I think both teams' play is actually to play for the Roshan. If you could get pick off on Envy right now, ViCi Gaming will go straight into the pit, and Cloud9 really will not be able to fight without Envy. Should a Roshan fight spawn.
Envy's also going to get back to base. I'm interested to see if he wants to finish up his level 3 Necro book, or if he's going to prioritize the split push more. Because he is basically the only man pushing out the top or the bottom lane, just forcing a reaction from ViCi Gaming. And sitting with 2.6k gold on him, maybe the BTs might be a higher priority at this point of the game. Right now, Sing Sing, though, we should note, 23 minutes in, he's got the final piece of the Battle Fury.
Oh, Roche is happening right now. Maybe a Sunstrike check.
Oh, here it comes, man. I should actually take it back. Internal Envy actually already purchased up the level 3 Necro book. It was sitting on the Courier. That's what was missing. Didn't actually check that one, but that's going to be, yeah. Roshan going the way of ViCi Gaming. And Envy saving his money. 2.9k gold now over on this Invoker.
Whenever you're playing a Bat Rider and there's the Aegis on the enemy side, it essentially says you cannot lasso me. So it will limit Bone 7's choice to go on Bristleback. but they're still very valid targets. I think grabbing any of the rest of the 4-0 is still a great way to start a fight for Cloud9, but with the multiple Blink Daggers now coming out from ViCi Gaming, I think ViCi Gaming is looking to start the fight on their own terms. And the question is, when are they going to start the fight? Most likely after a pickoff, I would assume, but it seems like Cloud9, at least for the past couple of...
How is ViCi Gaming meant to get the pickoff, however?
I mean, they got double Blink Dagger, especially with a Prophet teleport in, so if anybody's ever out of position, essentially they're dead.
That's where I look towards the Falstaff of Eternal Envy to get him out, or something else. Like you've got Flame Break, you've got potential for Searing Chain, so when they jump in, they could find themselves basically just nailed to the ground, unable to move anywhere. That's where I'm feeling the major problem still coming out from ViCi Gaming head-to-head. I really, really like that lineup because you've got a large amount of control, and that's when the Dazzler can really go to work as well. With the trapping weave that could come out from him, the Shallow Grave, the mass heals as well, all of these things together work very, very nicely. Super, he wants to have a whole bunch of people around as he quill stacks and can also have a large amount of physical damage because of that.
ViCi Gaming smokes up in their own jungle. They're looking for a pickoff. I think the play for Cloud9, as they've been exhibiting for the past 5 minutes, is to not take a fight. If ViCi Gaming comes your tower, all right, fine, you have to defend. But
just look for the trade-off. Like up on top lane, the tier 2 tower is about to die. And the rest of C9 is looking at this going, what is ViCi Gaming doing? Why are they not here? They must be, it has to be a trap, and it just turns into a tier 2 trade.
Well, actually, Master Ward's going to get used for a tier 2 tower that had like 100 health. I'm not sure about that one, because if ViCi Gaming chooses to push, it seems like they're pushing.
Oh yeah, they're going to.
One of the best defensive spells not there, and now he can't even force a T3 push.
Spider Fist, though, is going to cause this a lot. Oh no, he didn't actually get most of the creep wave, and now a force off out by Bone 7 as well. So the Blink Dagger's on cooldown, and the weave again comes down. It's going to really buff up Super, and he's just handling it out. But then again, Envy, most of this creep wave has been dealt with, and the orb harassment damage, Super's just trying to keep his back to most of it.
It's so hard to siege against Cloud9. The Fists, the Forge Spirits, the fact that you always have to play around with Bat Rider. Look at Bat Rider, he's got a massive madness. He can pull an enemy all the way back to his T4. Oh, Initiation's gonna go on against Sing. They're gonna doom him up. The Mystic Player's gonna come through Sing though. He's just running straight back to this throne. Highlight die. He's gonna be on the drop. Sing's still alive. Envy, he's silenced up. He needs to get out of there. Envy's gonna be dead. He does not have buyback at this point. No, yes he does. Benroar gets dropped all the way back to the fountain. He's straight up dead. Double buyback from Cloud9, and they will hold.
They need to get a little bit more than this, though. They cannot just be happy with what they've picked up. That Mask of Madness comes off cooldown in 3 seconds. It's classic Bone 7. But he'll come in, and RTK turns. He's only really got level dead, though, and then he's used that one already. And Scorched Earth being popped. Bone 7, they need that sticky name pop. 2 stacks over an RTK. The blink away will actually stop any more stacks. And Super Ice wonderfully done by Envy. He turned the body line into it. And Super running away. The Necro Unit is on his talent. Flat Fist from Sing Sing. Triggers the Aegis. RTK, he devoured the Necro Unit, taking a large amount of damage. Now the orb damage is still flying over. It's going towards Sylar. But the follow-up from C9, it looks like it's going to end here. They get through the Aegis, they get a couple, but they realize that VG Gaming are also coming back into the game. They have to back themselves up now.
Chasing and over-chasing against a Sanking that's still at epicenter. They got Blink Dagger.
Sanking! Again, it's a double series change. Sanking! He went on Envy, who dropped the meteorite over on Super. The Sky Rat mate! It's a big ult with the tornado picking up that fire weapon. There's your massive mods. RTK can be focused with the orb damage. The BKB and protection for now, but Super being dragged back into Cloud9. He still brings down Envy. He was able to get one last quill off, and Envy will have to take the fold alongside the Bristleback.
You gotta keep in mind that Envy as well as Highlight Die, I believe, fought back in that previous fight. So yeah, Envy essentially died back, and he honestly didn't get too much. So that network lead that he had over on ViCi Gaming, that's deceptive. Counted as ViCi Gaming has the 3 highest farmer in the game, and Cloud9 has the next 3.
Man, this Mask of Madness of Bone 7 is perfectly legit. He farms up the top lane creep wave, dragged it down, almost kills off the other two camps that are here as well, because he can just drag the Firefly through it all.
It's such an amazing Rat Dota item, as well as an item in a fight. You just have to make sure that you don't get Burrow Strike right there, because you'll straight up die. But he's already halfway towards his Black King bar. Once he gets his BKB, he jumps in, turns on Mass Madness, and drags that hero all the way to the tier 4 tower. Aegis or not, that hero is just dying.
Yeah. Basically. 28 minutes into it, as was shown on the screen as well. A large advantage coming the way of VG Gaming, but this game really, it could still turn any way. You got mass split abilities coming out from both the Ember Spirit as well as the Invoker of Cloud9. And then you've got a large amount of pushing power as well as defensive power coming out from Aoi as well as from Bone 7.
Radiant's
and then
middle tower
you've got
is under
Pylai
attack.
Dai, the Skywrath Mage, the one man that when either the Ember Spirit gets himself a nice searing chain or when the Baron Rider gets himself an awesome lasso, he's got to be there to drop the hammer and bring down those heroes of ViCi Gaming. But ViCi Gaming at the same time, they're getting stronger and stronger. You've got FY with high maneuverability with Blink Dagger 4-star. You've got ROTK with Blink Dagger BKB. So the Doom should be able to go, and Sing Sing, he's a long way out. Spirits up and across. And back out to safety again. And then you've still even got Dazzle. Like, we can't even, like, Dazzle hasn't been as big of an effect. I thought always like, oh, we might be doing something, but hasn't been as effective. Even the Shallow Graves can't save anybody just yet. Yeah, he's still walking around with Medallion, Urn, as well as 1,200 gold.
I think that they expected a lot more out of Dazzle than what they got this game, and honestly, I don't think it's really Finroar's misplay or anything. It's just the fact that this hero is not going to do as much as, for example, a Vengeful Spirit that could like break the lasso off a swap. So I think it's going to be a tough time for that Dazzle. But I think this remainder of this game is going to be played around 2 axes.
He's looking in towards the middle lane.
Oh, that's a big
target, and he got him inside the BKB. Gonna lasso him up and try and drag him in the tree line. Obviously, Sleight of Fist will only do damage.
BKB forced out. That's a 9-second BKB.
Yep. On cooldown for just over a minute, but at the same time, that means also Bat Rider's lasso on cooldown for a minute. We've got a fresh gem now being purchased.
They're going to try to capitalize on this. This is a big play. No lasso for...
You've still got massive reports coming out from Aoi 2000.
Aoi's not looking to defend with it, man. He's going the other direction.
Well, they have Necro Books level 3 up in 9 seconds on Eternal Envy, so if they're going to try and go for a base trade here, they've got to get Aoi there faster. He's taking too long. The fortification is still here for Cloud9, and Super taking a lot of spam damage from range. Didn't take a little bit of target, didn't get the on Super fortification, will not be used yet. And now top lane, it is being pushed in. Eternal Envy's here, and he's already forced out the glyph. So if the Mount Serpent wants to go down, they can force both tier 3 tower and the Millirex finish the job here, boys. They actually don't need the wards behind. They hold on to them as a tier 3 for a tier 3 trade. Full equal.
I was so surprised that AI did not drop his Massive War. Is he waiting for level 11? Like, is he going to say, hey, man,
I think so. I actually think so. It's perfectly legit. The creep wave's going to come out. Look, and Envy's hanging around. If they can get themselves a kill for someone defending here, Silas coming back in again. But because they remain on the top lane, your crack is level 11 now. Okay. They can go inside the base with the second level. No, he's coming back. He's coming back. They're not going to play chicken on this one with ViCi Gaming. Lasso! They go Super! The Mass Serpent's going to make a nice buff here. Skywrath Mage on and Super! He's not dead yet. The next charge will go off. Fenrir, he's still in there. They're 4 heroes. They're almost at the well of Cloud9. They kill off Sing Sing. He finds back move. Mass Serpent here. The Teary chase! Super! The Shallow Grave must protect him here, but he can't prevent the board. So he has to come in. He's on Bone 7. He's center in from FY. Aoi as well as Sing Sing. Boris right up, but FY is in way too deep. While Talami drops the wall, but Fenrir, he'll also drop here. 3 heroes on the side. The top lane, the range track's actually down a half-life. The catapult's doing the work up there. As Eternal Envy looks for any stragglers on the bottom, but nobody is there. The range tracks have actually done more damage. Technically, C9 have come out with more remaining damage on the racks than ViCi Gaming just achieved, even though buybacks didn't come from Ember Spirit.
I just want to mention that Cloud9 also has had their glyph reserved, so when the real push comes, I think Cloud9 could still able to defend that. Meanwhile, Aoi 2000, he's picked up the Academ Scepter, so his ward's going to do way more. His ward choice in that last fight was very interesting. He dropped it in front of his base where the fight never really developed until the very end. But that basically says, hey man, if you don't chase in, our ward's going to keep you out of base. If you do chase in, then you're kind of fountain diving, which
ViCi Gaming did. They decided to go all the way.
I mean, they dove in and they were able to get a couple of kills, but essentially you traded kills in the enemy base, which never really do anything.
I'm still waiting for these. He didn't actually buy him. Realized that Invoker actually went for strength treads here, and he's just using a TP scroll.
Here comes the big game. If they could get a pick off here, they're going to get tier 2. The one big victory that...
I think they're going for Roshan, man. They could just pump in and go for Roshan. It's going to be right on the nose of ViCi Gaming, however,
so
if they do this.
Though.
It is really, really dangerous. But Forge Spirit's up. There is no Necro units here from Envy.
They commit the wards.
Serpent wards as well. This is big if they can pull it off.
Yeah, the reason they're doing this, they know Bone 7 is going to give them the vision control. If he Fireflies, he's going to have flying vision all of these trees. In fact, he's doing that right now. The trees are not going to get here in time. It's going to be...
G9 get away with him. They're away with Roshan. FY was unable, but he doesn't have Epicenter yet, but out they come Sing Sing. He's going to get back over towards Master towards Envy. He's still stuck inside, and the Bad Rider actually fly-flying and dragging FY. Super, however, on the front lines, they've lost both their supports here, C9, but the Master Serpent are still helping them out from inside the pit. Envy will go right. Bad Rider actually blinks left. They're trying to get themselves out here, but now you're going to have Eternal Envy getting doomed up, and he will go down on this bottom lane. He actually dropped the Midas, I believe, to pick up the cheese at this point, and Bone7, he actually grabs the Midas and TP's out inside the pit. He is trying to save it, and he leaves one gem behind for VG Gaming. Saves the economy of Eternal Envy.
Well, wasn't the most efficient way to do it. Wait, he had a Sage's mask. I guess he sold it. Like, it was just such a chaotic fight. I think the key thing out of that fight was that Cloud9 was able to make it away from Aegis. They really need Aegis on Ember Spirit, because every time in the fight, he's getting really focused by Orchid or Doom. And Sing Sing and the rest of Cloud9 really have to buy back to continue these fights. And essentially, ViCi Gaming was living off of that. But since then, Aegis has been picked up. ViCi Gaming has also not really attacked towers much. This is a big item pickup for ViCi Gaming. The fact that the AC would give the minus armor against towers is absolutely huge.
C9 had to hold him out for at least 12 seconds. Master Serpent Ward's come off cooldown there.
They'll have that 12.
Bone7 can make sure of that. Just a Firefly up on the high ground, he basically does it already.
Seems like ViCi is actually afraid to go into high ground, and I think if you're going to play long game against Cloud9, first of all, they're very, I think, adept in playing a long game. They really love to play a stagey game, and in my honest opinion, I think Bat Rider is the best initiator in late game. When you get a stack item set like this, Bone7 could go BKB right now, and essentially when he's moving in, he is the kidnapper. You just cannot run away from him.
Yeah, he should at least have the Ogre Club if he's going to go in for that BKB. Having that extra life points may just get you
safe in one fight. Yeah,
that's all you really need. I'm still really surprised Envy ended up going for treads in this game. But he's finished up a Foresight device as well.
Bone7's going for a Refresher Orb.
He's going for double lasso. I suppose double lasso, double 4-star.
I've never seen a play where you just lasso 2 heroes and just drag them all the way back to tier 4. But we might see it from Bone7.
With his movement speed, he could easily do it. Like, he has a haste rune. Like, that's what this build does for Bat Rider.
I mean,
it literally has a haste rune.
It doesn't matter if you're moving in maximum movement speed if you get Burrow Strike, right? So it's such a dangerous play, but, you know, C9 is saying go big or go home.
What is Envy doing up here? He's just hiding in the tree lines. RTK comes in. He triggers the Shiva's Guard. Now, there's no gem, but when he has his eyes,
they know, right?
Yeah, they know he's there.
Super has a gem. Super is coming.
Look at he's four-staffing himself over the tree line and then TP out. He actually he actually pushed himself around the trees. That's what just happened up on that top lane. He pushed himself around the trees, so actually never broke the tree line, so they wouldn't even check on that corner.
No, I cannot believe I'm saying this, but a team that doesn't have the Prophet is playing better Rat Dota than a team that's playing the Prophet. Because what Envy just did is essentially what Prophet normally does, right? Just teleport on one side of the map, push out the lane, create space, force 3 or 4 people to TP against you, and then get away.
But so that's what he's used to doing with other heroes. Like, he's done it with Animages, he's done it with Weavers. Of course, those heroes have a better escape
Morphling earlier against Navi today,
And he does it all the time. He just hides in the tree line. That's why players started looking for like these big wards you can plant on top of hills that just look throughout the entire tree line. Unfortunately for the Dire side, there really isn't really one up on that top lane.
Well, this gank from ViCi Gaming is going to be huge. If they pick up Envy, I'm not sure whether he has buyback. Yes, he does.
Yeah, he's got it available, but he's already backing up right now. And the bottom lane's being pushed out a little bit here by Aoi. But the Prophet Ultimate, of course, it does change the balance every single time. Envy, the Boris from FY, he came so close. Bone7, there was a sleight of fist attempted there by Sing Sing, but the Searing Chains also attempted, but unable to be landed. That top lane Sylar. The army right now of Nature's Prophet is happy to battle up against the Invoker minions. And Sunstrike, well, he's looking for any kind of damage he can push onto Sylar and force him back into his own base.
It feels like ViCi Gaming is just not really well adapted to fight this kind of war, which is not fighting, just fighting creeps. Cloud9 just kind of hold up in their base, really trying to elongate this game where, you know, eventually Bone7's going to get the site. He's got that refresher finished. We're sitting at 38 minutes. He's got Blink, Force, Buja Travel, Mask of Madness, and a completed refresher. K-pop closest stats mean? Like, is that the most farm bat we have seen in a while?
It's pretty damn big, man. It's pretty damn big. The hilarious thing is, though, he's only still sitting at 14,000 net worth. Like, the highest net worth player is not the 3 players from ViCi Gaming, because Doom Prophet as well as Bristleback are up there, but there's a man who is in front of that by just over 1,000 gold, and that's the Invoker.
Keep in mind that he bought back.
That's true. That's
maybe,
true. But that still counts his net worth. Like, it's not how much money he's earned, it's his
Sure.
current net worth. And they got Super, the Blink Dagger, there's the Matthew, they see him up. Let's go for it, but they're trying to get back so far.
Oh, war trap!
Go down, but the oh, this is actually a heal. The heal as well, Shallow Grave keep up in the FB set. I'll throw 7 Owie. They're going to go down. Owie, he actually ended up having what? The cheese in that one? Slide and finish from 60. He's trying to turn this fight around. There's took at the Mount Serpentwalls, but both of them actually have gone down. Well, RTK and Super pick off Eternal Envy. Fenrir just walked himself away. It's a 3-for-1 trade. F1 also on 100 line with Owie. That heal on the tree, and Orchid on Sing Sing. He's in so much trouble right now. And so is all of Cloud9. ViCi Gaming, they're coming high ground. Mass buyback to both Ember as well as Invoker. But I don't think ViCi Gaming is going to stop him with no Mount Serpentwalls for 70 seconds. They know they have an opening. Don't think Blast pushing Super back. Envy is going to keep the turn going with the cold snap. Thorough strike finds Envy. RTK, Hall stopping himself in on the Blink Dagger. Ball stopping Envy up. It's not far enough though. It's a death buyback as they go through more. I don't know if there's any more fight here in C9. The Skyward Mage Dolman trying to chip away here at ViCi Gaming, but they turn around. Blink! A triple Boris strike from FY! He's got them all! And maybe even Bone 7. He's got Tyler dragging him back inside. It's a small collateral damage right now for ViCi Gaming. They want the melee frags. They take the range. They take both. The top lane is also pushing in. ViCi Gaming do not have to back up right now.
They definitely can face tank it. The next person that's respawning is 26 seconds.
Another Burrow strike! Bone 7's dead! The entire team of Cloud9 is dead! GG!
FY just opened up a huge hole in C9, and the rest of ViCi Gaming just pushed themselves straight through it. That was a brilliant tanking, man.
I think I really disagree with Bone 7's item choice. A Black King bar would have made him survive that epicenter. He would have done so much more being alive in that team fight. It was multiple buyback being shredded through against Cloud9. ViCi Gaming, they were so behind thanks to the rat Dota of Cloud9, but